We are up in the clouds today. A sort of unusual, not such a blue sky and sunny day in Monchique. This is the first time I've sort of ventured this far into Monchique, so I thought I'd just make a little, almost a tourist video. So I'm not going to give really any commentary. I'm just going to feature some of the architecture as a walk round and some of the landscape. This is the closest town to where I dwell, and it's a funny little mixture of sort of crammed in properties and things, all sort of conditions, and some buildings look like they could do with a repair. Some are quite ugly, some are quite old, and a little bit more impressive. Imagine living in a little corner house like this one, for example. All manner of buildings in all conditions, and if we pan the camera around this way, every now and again you get these gaps where there was once a building, and these rather beautiful flowers you can see here, and some fascinating little architectural details, and wonder what the story is behind some of these things and why certain buildings were taken out. And exceptionally narrow streets, of course. They're not real oranges on this tree, but there are real ones as well, starting to fruit. and a contrast in a mixture of what looks to be more original windows and replacement windows, and in some ways you could say an out of keeping, more modern doorway in the stone framework. Everywhere you look, all manner of buildings, some seemingly looking abandoned, others still looking lived in, and all kinds of contrasts in sizes and colours, offering a sort of rich tapestry of architectural designs. And quite convenient conveniences, you could say, set into the side of this building. And tucked away, a little, I don't know if it's a tapas bar or and yet another very convenient convenience in what I suppose is the sort of town square of Monchique, which seems to comprise mostly of cafes and such like, so there's plenty of places to get refreshments, something to eat, probably to suit all diets and tastes. I love the little ironwork features in these sort of, I can't exactly call it a balcony, but it's a sort of contrast of colours, a blend of both old and new. quite amazing, and there are numerous buildings like this in this area that just seem to be left and abandoned. I wonder what the function was of some of these buildings at one time. Every story, every stone tells a picture. And some exceptionally very narrow pavements. It's a place very much of a different era, so a lot of the streets are exceptionally narrow. Just amazing the various states of dilapidation and more modern buildings. How some are in sort of complete disrepair and abandoned. Seems such a shame in a way. The aesthetics of a building like this. It's beautiful to see a bit of history, and it's almost like a architectural grave monument, you could say, really. Monchique is pretty much up in the clouds in the Algarve, so it's a little cooler today and a little bit cloudy, and a sort of light rain with a breeze. And tucked in amongst the buildings, we've even got an apple tree here. And another abandoned building here. And another one here. Right next to the Garda Nacional Republicana, the GNR, which are sort of the equivalent of the sort of county police, as it were, I suppose. That's their building here. Monchique is sort of set on a sort of slope, really. So there's a lot of these little narrow, steep streets with stepped buildings. Quite amazing what's sort of tucked away right in the centre of a town. This would have seemed to be abandoned, but obviously a walkway that seems to be used quite a bit. It just seems such a shame that so many buildings are abandoned when they're in many parts of the world there are allegedly housing shortages, but there's plenty of structures here with a bit of time, money and the will to actually make these livable. Be quite nice properties, I feel, and you've got some beautiful flowers here as well. Nice mixture of things and trees. With so many of these abandoned buildings as well, where they've started to lose their sort of rendering, you get to see what they're actually constructed from as well, and it's almost like any old rock will do, and quite amazing really. By contrast, I thought I'd feature this modern take on an old property, and how beautiful and how tidy things can look. I mean, what wonderful roses there. Bon dia. Oh, that smells beautiful. This is the lady's house I was just filming and admiring her garden. Great big palm tree here. I wonder how long that these rocks have sat here, all just sort of piled up, as it were. So I thought we'd end with this sort of taken back by nature view, and no idea what these flowers are, but I do love this sort of violet blue. It's looking slightly more like a violet through the screen, but they actually look more a blue than they're coming out on the camera. So I hope you enjoyed the sort of little mini tour of parts of Monchique. There's loads more that I've not even looked at, but I thought I'd give you a taster, and in some ways it's better to pick a not so sunny day, because it's actually a rarity, but I feel the lighting can be better in a way. You can sort of see the shadow details a bit clearer. So we'll end with these wonderful blooms from nature, and I hope you've enjoyed this video, and something slightly different I thought I'd share this time around.